What if I told you that the power to completely transform your life is already within you, not in some distant miracle, not in another person's hands, but right here, right now, through faith and spiritual strength? Friends, I want you to understand something profound. God doesn't change your circumstances until you change your heart. The Bible tells us in Proverbs 4:23, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from. No one else can walk your spiritual journey for you. No one else can develop your relationship with the divine. If you don't transform your spirit today, 5 years from now, you'll still be the same person, facing the same struggles, living the same limelight. But here's the beautiful truth. Through faith, through connecting with your higher purpose, you have the power to write a completely new chapter. Let's explore. The first principle is mastering your emotions through spiritual discipline. Galatians 5:22 speaks of the fruits of the Spirit, and self-control is one of them. A spiritually strong person isn't someone who never feels anger or frustration. It's someone who has learned to pause, breathe, and ask, what would love do here? What would my highest self choose? Before you react, take that sacred pause. Connect with your inner wisdom. This single practice can transform every relationship, every decision, every moment of your life. Principle 2. Every challenge is a spiritual assignment designed for your growth. Romans 8:28 reminds us that all things work together for good for those who love God. When difficulty comes, and it will, don't ask, why me? Instead, ask, how is this growing my faith? What is my soul learning? How is God preparing me for something greater? Every trial is God's way of developing your spiritual muscles. Embrace them as sacred opportunities. Third principle, find your completion in the divine, in other people. When you develop a deep, personal relationship with your Creator, you stop looking for others to fill the void that only God can. This doesn't mean isolating yourself. It means coming from wholeness rather than neediness. When your joy comes from your spiritual connection, you're free to love others without desperation. As Psalm 46:10 says, be still and know that I am God. In that stillness, you find everything you've been seeking. Principle 4. Take complete spiritual responsibility for your life. Every circumstance you're in right now is connected to the consciousness you've been operating from. Stop waiting for someone else to save you. You are co-creator with the divine. God gave you free will, the power to choose, the ability to transform your reality through faith and action. Look in the mirror and say, I'm responsible for my spiritual growth, my choices, my destiny. With God's help, I will create the life I'm meant to live. Fifth principle, honor your body as a sacred temple. 1 Corinthians 6:19 says, your body is a temple, the Holy Spirit. How are you treating that temple? Daily movement, nourishing food, restorative sleep, these aren't just health tips. They're spiritual practices. When your body is strong, your spirit can soar higher. Commit to 30 minutes of movement each day as a form of prayer in motion. Your future self will thank you. Principle 6. Feed your mind with wisdom. Proverbs tells us that wisdom is more precious than rubies. When you read, study, and seek understanding, you're connecting with divine intelligence. One insight from a sacred text, one profound idea from a spiritual book, can completely shift your perspective and open doors you never imagined. Make learning a spiritual discipline. Your mind is fertile ground. Plant seeds of wisdom daily. Final principle, learn to say no to protect your spiritual energy. Jesus himself withdrew from crowds to pray and recharge. If the Son of God needed boundaries, so do you. Every yes to something meaningless is a no to your divine purpose. Be ruthless about protecting your time, energy, and spiritual focus. Say yes to what serves your highest good. Say no to everything else with love, but with firmness. My friends, transformation doesn't happen through wishing, it happens through faithful action. Each of these principles is a spiritual practice that will revolutionize your life. But here's what I need you to understand. Knowledge without application is just entertainment. The power is in the practice. Choose one principle that spoke to your heart today. Commit to practicing it for the next 30 days. Watch how God begins to move in your life. If this message resonated with your spirit, Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more life-transforming content. And remember, your breakthrough is not someday, it's today. Until next time, keep faith, stay strong, and remember the divine spark within you is more powerful than any circumstance around you.